I, uh, okay, the button says that we're live, so I'm gonna go with the button. Hey everybody, hi. It's been a while since I've been on here. It's been a while since I've done live. It's been a while since I've even really been on Facebook very much. I come on for a few minutes usually every day and just kind of share some things from the past. You know how it shows your memories, but I haven't really been doing too much of anything. I've been ill for about 3 weeks, and it's the problems that I've had for a long time. It's nothing new. It's not like all of a sudden, something's wrong with me. It's something that I've had to deal with for a long time, and it just got exasperated. Exasperated. I don't know how you say that word. Anyway, it just got worse for a little while, and it just kind of really put me in a bad place. So I thought I'd come on here and do a live and let you guys see that I'm live. Hello, I'm still here, still working my program, and I'm doing the low carb thing for me. Best decision I ever made. Best decision. Well, the best decision I ever made was going vegan. Absolutely. Not murdering animals was the best decision I ever made. Um, but the second best decision I have made for my health and my life and my weight and everything else has been doing the low carb thing. And it's really funny because when I first started doing the low carb thing, so many people were against it. Oh my God, you guys would not believe how much flack I took. You guys went around when I first started this group. I started this group last, October, November. I actually started the group before we started the low carb thing as a way for me to do research and a place for me to keep track of my notes on things and stuff. But when I actually decided that's it, I'm going for it. It was in November sometime when I decided that's it, I'm going low carb. I was having just horrible horrible binging. I have been a binge eater since I was probably 8 or 9 years old. Um, I was molested when I was younger, and my way of finding comfort from that was to binge eat. And sadly, I'm going to admit that I would even eat things I didn't like. If I couldn't get the things I did want, I would eat whatever was available. And so that started very young. I started very bad eating habits, and they just multiplied as I got older. And I learned to eat for comfort. I was a comfort eater. I was a comfort food eater. So those kind of foods were my favorites. The high starch, high carb, sugary, sweet. And even when I got cancer years ago, and I was told, stop eating sugar. Sugar feeds cancer cells, all this stuff. Did not deter me from the path that I was on. Now, I had lost a lot of weight, and a lot of people don't know this. I had lost quite a bit of weight before COVID, before I had my stroke, before all this stuff happened. I was a Beachbody coach. I was working out every single day. Plus, I worked at the Amazon warehouse at nighttime, and I mean, I got in like 16 miles. I'd be getting 32,000 steps a night because my job was to walk back and forth through the whole warehouse, pushing these heavy carts, picking up things that didn't go down the ramps right and stuff like that. Anyway, it was a hard job, but I had muscle, I was in shape, and it was something that I was totally capable of doing. And I actually loved my job. But then I got sick. Then I had a stroke. That ended all that. And then my husband, bless his heart, took over the kitchen while I was recovering from my stroke because I had no feeling on my right side at all. I was in a wheelchair, either in the wheelchair or in a chair. And I couldn't cook. I couldn't do any of those things. So my husband took it over, and bless his heart, he fed us comfort food for months. We ate tater tots at every meal, and we ate 3 or 4 meals a day. We ate a lot of processed vegan meats, chicken, hamburgers, all that kind of stuff, and tater tots is what I really remember. And he also would buy me these great big huge cookies. Oh, I forgot what the name of them are, but they're vegan cookies, but they're freaking huge. They're like as big as your face. And I was eating 3 or 4 of those a day. And one day I happened to look at the nutritional facts on them. I was like, oh my God, I don't never want another one of those. They were horrible, right? The sugar, the calories, everything about them was horrible. So I put on probably, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say 45 or 50 pounds just from the first few months after the stroke, eating all the comfort foods and stuff. It didn't take me long to figure out how to get in the kitchen, even while I was still in the wheelchair, and pull myself up to the counter and stand long enough to start making healthy meals again. And eventually, I was back in the kitchen cooking. So I love my husband to death, but he's not really good for my weight loss, okay? So anyway, when I decided to do the low carb thing, I didn't have any support for this. Nobody was going to support me on this because my family, our whole family, loves carbs. They love mashed potatoes, potato salad, French bread. They love all of those things. And it's not that I don't love those things. I'm going to tell you guys right now. Hi, my name is Cami, and I'm a breadaholic. Of all the things there is, bread was my thing. Any kind of bread, pastry, dough thing. Dough was my thing. So it was hard for me to make this decision, period, you know. Um, but I do know that it's one of the best things I've ever done for my health, and I have never felt as good as I do now in my own skin and my own body and stuff. Even when I've been thinner, and I've been way thinner before, you know, I've been all the way down to 120 something pounds, you know, and then I've been all the way up to 368. I've been everywhere. I've been everywhere on that scale, you know. So okay, so I asked you guys a few days ago for some ideas or some questions that I could do a question and answer for. And I didn't get very many ideas in the group or questions in the group, but I decided to ask people I actually know. Some of you people are in the group, and you guys will know because you'll hear your question. What kind of questions you guys had, and did I ask some of my friends what kind of questions they had about it? Okay, so I have a few here that I'm gonna get to. One that I want to deal with first, and this is for you, Kim. Hopefully you're listening or you'll watch this. Protein. How do we get protein other than protein meats? Okay, so you know that when I started out, I was eating the protein meats because just because I had to do a lot of research to figure out how to get the protein, right? I don't like eating the meats that you get from the stores because they are high fat. There's too much fat in them for me. I don't want to eat that much fat in my diet. I just don't. And that's one of the questions that we're going to deal with here in a minute. So I had to figure out how to get my protein without getting all those fats from the processed foods. And that took some finagling. One of my favorite things is pea protein. Everybody asks me, why do you like the Anthony's pea protein? Because it's one ingredient. Pea protein. That's it. That's it. That's the only ingredient in it. One ingredient, pea protein. No flavorings, no nothing. I don't use it as a shake though. You can use the plain pea protein that I get, which is very high in protein, and you can use it to bake with. You can use it to make little low carb breads with. It can be used. You can make your own mock meats out of it. Did you guys know that? That's what I've been using to make my meats out of. And there's a thing called textured pea protein. This like these. I don't know if you guys know what TVP is, which is textured vegetable protein, which is heavily on the soy, which is fine with me. I love soy, but my husband doesn't. So it's got soy and other vegetables in it. Okay, it's the same type of a thing, same type of consistency. And you can make amazing hamburgers, meatballs. I'm getting ready to make some sausages. I don't even know what all I'm going to make with it because I just got it and I just got started with it. And matter of fact, I got a book. Hold on a minute. I just got done telling you guys about Sauce Dash. Sauce Dash, he has his name's Mark. If you look on YouTube, you'll see Sauce Dash is one of the channels. And he's got this thing about making vegan meat, right? I love his stuff. I've been trying some of his stuff the last few days. I've made the king oyster scallops the way he made them. Oh my God, they were so good. Last night I made king oyster steaks. Love them. I love anything with mushrooms, okay? So you can get your protein through the mock meats. You can get quite a bit of protein that way. Or you can get textured pea protein. You can get just plain textured protein. Tofu. I buy my favorite tofu, my very favorite tofu is from Trader Joe's. It's the sprouted tofu. And I think it's got, oh, wait a minute. I don't think it has any carbs in it. That's right. No carbs in it. So there's lots of different ways. And you guys know that every vegetable that you eat has protein, right? One day I added up all the protein and all the vegetables and greens and stuff I ate, and I had plenty of protein. Okay. So how low of carb should you go? This is different for everybody. The normal person eats 200 or more grams of carbs a day and sometimes clear up into the 400 and 500 grams. I don't know if I ever ate that many. I probably did. But I know that I easily got over 200 because I figured it out one time. So how low do you need to go? If you just cut your protein down even just to 100 grams or less, you're probably going to lose weight to start with. Because in the beginning, I only just cut mine down a little bit and I started losing weight. But then eventually it'll slow down and then it'll stall. Okay, and you might have to cut it down a little bit more. I ended up going really low carb before all was said and done. I was all the way down to 30 or less. Okay, and then again, it's It's an individual thing, okay? Because now that I've lost like 80 pounds so far, I don't go as low carb anymore. I can't wait to tell you guys about this, but I've actually been increasing my carbs lately. I've had butternut squash. I was so excited, you guys, and I had oatmeal one day. I did. I missed oatmeal, and I had oatmeal and butternut squash one day, well, 2 different days, and I didn't gain a single ounce. I did great, so I was really happy to know about that. And one of my questions was, when can we start adding carbs back? You can add them back anytime. If you're adding back the healthy carbs that come from fruits, vegetables, things like that, add them back in small amounts and see how you do. If you don't have a problem, go ahead and have them. I mean, they're good for us, right? The healthy carbs. But if you're going to be trying to add back white bread, pancakes, donuts, that kind of stuff, it's probably not going to go very well. And I don't intend to ever add that kind of stuff back. I know how to make low carb pancakes. I know how to make low carb bread now. I know how to take care of all those urges, so I don't have to worry about them anymore. So add your healthy carbs back when it feels right for you, and if it hurts you in any kind of way as far as your weight and stuff, get right back off of them until you're ready. Um, Fats. Okay, so this girl, and I'm not going to say who, this girl wanted to know how the HE double hockey sticks we manage to get enough calories if we're eating low fat, low carb. Where's our calories coming from, right? Okay, so we probably don't get a whole lot of calories. I think I average, when I'm doing a protein modified sparing diet, which I'm not doing right now, I would get 400 or 500 calories on the protein modified days, and then 8, 9, 1,000 on the days that I wasn't doing that. It is harder to get calories doing this. It is. But I do things like I make my pea protein base, which is another way to get protein, and that's a little bit higher in calories. There are some foods that are, like, I'll eat a double serving of tofu just to get the extra calories. I don't worry about my calories. I think we've talked about this many times, and I don't want to keep going over the same thing all the time, but I don't worry about my calories. I would worry more about my calories if I was getting 3,000 calories a day. Then I'd be concerned because I'd be like, oh God, what am I going to cut out, right? But I haven't had a lack of energy. I haven't had any kind of issues from eating the amount of calories I do. I just had a checkup recently, had all my blood work done. My blood work was perfect for the first time ever. My D's on point. My calcium levels are so high. My doctor was like, what the heck is going on here? My iron is high. All of my stuff is perfect. So everything. So because of that, I'm not worrying about the calories I get. I'm not worrying whether or not I'm getting enough calories because I'm doing really well. Another question that somebody wanted to know was, what happens when you stall? This is what I personally, from the things that I've researched and the things that I believe, this is what I think is happening when you stall. I think your body's creating a new set point. Okay? And if that's what's happening, if I'm right about that, I'm fine with it. I had a stall not very long ago. I had a stall actually when I was sick, of all things. The last few weeks while I was sick, I stalled. And I wasn't even hardly eating. I was like, oh. I mean, I felt so bad that I was just picking up, little bites of food. I just wasn't even hardly eating. And my weight just kind of stayed right down in this little valley. And it just stayed there for like 2 weeks. And I was like, whatever. I didn't even care. I felt so bad I didn't even care. But then, when I started feeling better, I started eating. And like I said, I tried the butternut squash. I tried the oatmeal one day. We added some avocado back into it. We haven't ate it every day. But we added avocado, and we had avocado like twice, and no weight gain at all. None. Matter of fact, I just weighed this morning, and I've dropped another 3 pounds. And I was like, all right, So stalls are not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes they just give your body a rest, and I think that that's a good thing. I really do. Maintenance. Okay, so what are we gonna do when we get into maintenance? Okay, so Lucy, I'm trying to talk her into do one of these, but she's really shy. Lucy's in maintenance, and I helped her come up with her plan. And what we do is we just add some of the healthy carbs back. You just add some of the healthy carbs back. You add a little bit of fat back. You add a little bit of the things you love back, but don't be adding all the garbage back. Don't add the sugar back. Don't add all the crap back, and you'll be fine. And if you're not fine, if you gain for a couple days, then you just go back to what works for a couple days. Not that big of a deal, right? I should be in maintenance probably in another month or so because I'm almost there now. And that's all I plan on doing. I'm just gonna add a little bit of fats, some avocado, some olives, some butternut squash. I can't wait. And thank God it's the perfect time of the year. My pumpkin things are coming up. So that's how I do it. Okay? It doesn't have to be complicated, you guys. Make it simple for yourself. Make it as simple as you have to for yourself. You know that every meal I make in our kitchen is under 30 minutes. I'm not in the kitchen for hours. The days that I am in the kitchen for hours, it's because I want to be in the kitchen for hours and because there's things I want to be doing in there. I actually am one of those people. I love the kitchen. I love cooking. I love prepping, preparing. I love all that stuff. So when I am in the kitchen, it's because I want to be. It's because I'm trying something new or I'm making up a recipe or whatever. But otherwise, I just don't worry about it. So make it simple and you guys don't stress out. And when you have questions, come into the group and ask the questions. Or go to my YouTube channel, which is the same name as our group, and ask there. I mean, wherever you want. But just keep things simple. It doesn't have to be hard. And it doesn't have to be extremely low carb unless you choose it to be that way. But, kind of play with the carb levels and see where you need to be with it. Everybody's going to be different. Okay, so that's all the questions I got, and I just realized I've been on here like 15, 16 minutes, so I'm going to get off here so this video isn't too long. So I'll be back again soon. Ciao, guys.